Welcome everybody. I am the air quotes comedian, a man who is sometimes asked, "Who are you?" To which I reply, "An explorer in the further regions of experience, a comic to none and a hero to none as well." And this is the Polemics. Welcome. In my quest for higher production values, better writing, and a mandate that all my new shit will have some kind of visual element, I think I've forgotten something important. That's right, I principally pulled the plug, popping out poorly planned ponderous pap to pad the panorama between tentpole productions, and I'm beginning to regret it. Also, fuck mandates. Am I a anarchist? Yes, and I am one too. Yeah, even if I wrote the mandates myself, for my very own self, fuck 'em. I might put some low-effort visual on it though. I hope everybody likes cats. If you don't, then it's a big old slice of tough fucking shit for you, innit? I love cats. You know what else I love? Seamless segues, and this isn't one of those. And also, I used to love Paddington Bear, but of course, that all changed in 2019, didn't it? With the accusations, then the arrest, trial and life imprisonment. Paddington Bear? Paddington pedo more like. Those poor children, and I include myself amongst them, even though Paddington didn't do the marmalade trick with my unmentionables. But even though we weren't subjected to that, we did have a little bit of our childhood snatched away from us, didn't we? Not only are all our joyful memories coloured with a taint that will never wash away, but now we look with suspicion at all our heroes, past and present. Because of course, it wasn't just Paddington, the marmalade-loving paedophile bear, that broke my heart, and the heart of the child who resides in the memories of my past. No, it wasn't just him, because growing up as a child, like so many children of my generation, I looked up to Diogenes, the Greek philosopher from 300 BCE, who we learned about in history class. What an amazing thing it was to hear the wonderful tale of him walking with a lamp in broad daylight, proclaiming that he was looking for an honest man. He could fill the Madison Square Garden with that shtick, and it's been fine. His reputation has been untarnished. Well, up until last week, when brand new ancient archaeological scrolls were uncovered in Corinth that show unequivocally that he was a Holocaust denier. I mean, you don't read archaeological fanciers monthly expecting to see your hero as a fucking Holocaust denier, do you? My childhood, my heart, dear viewer, they're breaking it. Alas, we are not yet done in our arduous journey to the bottom of the barrel. There is one more. Jeremy Corbyn, my goddamn hero of modern times, even though he's a liberal. But oh no, how he has fallen from grace. How can he show his face to the public at large, knowing what we now know of him? Corbyn, of course, a latecomer to the pantheon of my personal heroes, as I really didn't become aware of him until the panel shows and comedians started taking the piss out of him. One quick glance at Corbyn's resume and I'm like, you got my vote, mate, and I don't even believe in voting. And for a time, it was all fine, wasn't it? He led the Labour Party against the ravening hordes of darkness, but lost the election to the boiling sea of capitalist maggots, didn't he? But nonetheless, his halo, which shone like you'd imagine a halo would shine, remained undimmed. Then he was kicked out of the Labour Party, the party he founded with his mate Jim from the allotment. He was kicked out for criticising the occupation of Palestine, but no matter, his shining cloak made of finest angel down, whatever that is, shining like you'd imagine a shining cloak of angel down would shine, remained with the dimmer knob set firmly in the maximum illumination position. His glory was not unglorified, but then, in a podcast released yesterday that I couldn't possibly source or provide a link to for fictional reasons, Jeremy Corbyn took a stake, much like one he might use in his allotment. He took a stake and stabbed it right through the collective heart of all of those whose hopes and dreams have been tied to his appearance of decency and humanity. But yesterday, in a shocking admission for which he has yet to apologise for, he has become persona au gratin, even more so than he was before with the mainstream. And of course, I know how slow news is to filter down through the internet, especially bollocks news, but in case you're not aware, Jeremy Corbyn, with his halo and his cloak made of finest angel down, whatever that might be, went on a podcast that I can't name for fictional reasons and proclaimed that not only was Alien Resurrection the best of the Alien movies, but that all the other movies were dull, plodding shit with as much entertainment value as an empty bag of nuts and bolts. Of course, now that this stupendous revelation has been revelated, we must all ask ourselves, how can our hearts possibly recover from this treachery? How could we ever trust people we put on a pedestal ever again? It was so egregious an opinion that it's plausible that Paddington Bear's hopes for a career comeback might come about. I mean, what's a sticky, icky marmalade quickie compared to that? Diogenes naturally can't recover his reputation as he's dead and can't come back because, and I think Paddington Bear would agree with me on this one, we live in the real world where dead people don't come back to life, no matter what the soap operas say. Whether a person has done good or ill, to put them on a pedestal is to give them power. I'm guilty of it, you're guilty of it, and if you're not guilty of it, then I'm guilty of putting you on a pedestal for not pedestaling people. And on and Ariston. I've vaunted people in my short career that I wouldn't give the time of day to today. John Peel, Bernie Sanders, fucking Glenn Greenwald. If I'm championing somebody, then just know that that person is going to turn out to be a massive, throbbing arsehole. 7 pages. That's enough for a Polemics, isn't it? That's all I could be asked to write for this shockingly shoddy episode of the Polemics, but I will return with a slightly less shoddy video later this year. Please dislike the video and do not subscribe to this channel. Although I say dislike the video, but that's still a form of engagement, isn't it? So perhaps don't do fuck all. I mean, don't even watch the video if you like. When you think about it, it's probably for the best.